We are so lucky in today's wine world. Wine quality has never been better. Overall understanding about wine is at an all-time high, and we are more accepting than ever of wine. However, it wasn't always this way. There were hurdles that needed to be cleared and roadblocks that had to be overcome. In this video, we're going to look at 4 critically important events that helped us land to where we are today. (1976) The Judgment in Paris. British wine merchant Stephen Spurrier operated a successful wine business in the heart of Paris. In 1976, seeking to drive business and to advertise his wine shop, Spurrier organized a blind tasting pitting the best wines from the Napa Valley against the best wines from France. He invited some of the top writers and wine professionals throughout France to participate in what he thought would prove once and for all the dominance and quality of all that was France. Unfortunately, when the wines were revealed after the tasting, the results stunned the participants. The top wines in both the white and red wine categories were from the Napa Valley. The Stag's Leap wine cellars Cabernet Sauvignon and the Chateau Montelena Chardonnay, both from the 1973 vintage, took top honors and henceforth reshaped people's opinions on the Napa Valley. This event is arguably the most important event in American wine history, as it invited the possibility for the first time that California wine could be every bit as good as other wines from around the world. California wines began to be mentioned in the same conversation as the great wines from France, Italy, and Spain. 1982, the emergence of Robert Parker and the Wine Advocate. Attorney turned wine critic Robert Parker burst onto the wine scene in 1978. This unapologetic and idealistic man launched the Wine Advocate with the aim of offering the wine-drinking public his own unabashed opinions on wine. He accepted no advertisers and paid for all of the wine out of his own pocket, all in an attempt to prevent bias from entering his ratings. More importantly, Parker was the first to introduce the 100-point wine rating system. This system succeeded because it was easy to understand and correlating scores to wine quality was easy to do. His publication started out slowly but exploded with the release of the 1982 vintage of Bordeaux, a vintage some still consider the best Bordeaux vintage in the last 50 years. His candid writing style, combined with his 100-point rating system, quickly caught the attention of burgeoning enophiles everywhere, and soon everyone was clamoring for Parker's latest rants. I count myself as one of his early disciples. This event makes the list because the 100-point rating system used today is employed not only by the Wine Advocate, but scores of other publications as well. It is not uncommon to walk into wine retail shops around the country and see shelf talkers extolling the virtues of their wine while also touting a recent score. A 90-plus point score has become a badge of honor for wines around the world. 1991, the 60-minute segment on the French Paradox. In 1991, the popular TV show 60 Minutes aired one of its most popular segments entitled The French Paradox. The basic premise of the show was that the French shared an almost identical diet as Americans, but suffered a fraction of the health ailments that afflicted their American counterparts. Morley Safer's contention in the piece was that the French consume far more red wine, which contains an antioxidant called resveratrol. This polyphenol, present in all wines, but particularly in red wine, protected the body against disease such as cancer and heart ailments. The public ate it up, and consumption of red wine skyrocketed. This event was a no-brainer for this list. Wine consumption as a whole jumped to astronomical levels that has continued to this very day. 2004, the release of the Sideways movie. This American comedy/drama featured 2 main characters, Miles and Jack, played by Paul Giamatti and Thomas Hayden Church, with the backdrop being the Santa Barbara wine country. Their individual dramas of the last days of bachelorhood and the true meaning of life played out in a wine glass. While the movie saw moderate box office success, the effect it had on the wine world was tremendous. Miles' favorite wine was Pinot Noir, and sales of the varietal soared while Miles' most hated wine, Merlot, took a nosedive. This movie makes it onto my list because it was one of the first successful wine-centric movies to be released in the United States, and it exposed a large number of people to the wine country lifestyle. But more importantly, what it did for Pinot Noir, and unfortunately for Merlot, shouldn't be overlooked. Pinot Noir, before the release of the movie, had yet to reach the mainstream American wine-drinking audience. It sat languishing behind the likes of Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and even Syrah. The sideways phenomena changed that, and sales for Pinot Noir increased exponentially. Sadly, the opposite was true for Merlot. Wineries began to invest more on Pinot Noir and less on Merlot. It was really interesting to see the juxtaposition of both grapes as their fortunes were reversed. So, there you have it. 4 game-changing events that shook the wine world. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I hope you'll press the like icon, and if you'd like to see more videos just like this, I hope you'll press subscribe. As a side note, I will be away for a week to visit my son and his family in Texas, so there will not be a video released from me next Monday. I'll post my next video next Thursday. Until next time, peace out.